Has the revolution begun? And on the surface, that seems like a good thing, right? That was really, really cool. Okay, guys, we're back with some more Ren content here, and this is the first time I'm trying a video like this where I'm trying to catch something just as it's coming out, just as it's premiering. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something first, and I'm going to put a timestamp down in the description so you guys can skip over this if you want to. I've seen Flame of Prometheus. I've seen that. That was the last video that I watched right after Slaughterhouse, where I remember watching it. And I don't think it's a music thing. I think it's more of a narrative thing that he's doing. But that's the thing. I don't remember what it was about, because that was right in the moment where I kind of explained in my Ren catch-up video. My life got really busy. I started just not really focusing on anything that was coming out as in new content. I was just trying to get through the next day because my life got really crazy. And so I'm going to go back. We're going to rewatch Flame of Prometheus and then hold out and wait. I'm not going to make you guys wait with me. There'll just be a cut and we'll go to where the premiere is starting. But then I'm going to wait for the premiere to come in. I might try to stay in there in the chat room and interact with some of the people in the Ren community. But I'm going to go ahead and record as it's coming out, as I'm watching the premiere, and just watch the whole thing, give my interaction or give my reaction after the fact, and then we can talk about it a little bit more. But let's jump into Flame of Prometheus here. Give me a refresher on what this is all about so I'm prepared. So let's do this.
Have you ever heard the story of Prometheus?
I have.
Let me start somewhere near the end. After the Great Collapse, the sick were rounded up like rabid stray dogs. Those who were strong enough were put to work in subterranean farms. First, they would be stripped of all dignity afforded to a human. Then, their bodies would be decontaminated and purged of the stench from the surface. In order to create an effective cog, you must first bleed out of all autonomy and free will. He or she must stop being human and become a limb. Those who were deemed too sick for work were discarded. To keep them alive would only further drain the earth of vital resources. It was a kindness to let them die. For years, this is how the program would run. But, like many systems that came before it, it was at the mercy of chaos theory. Chaos theory is often misunderstood. It is an oxymoron, a determined element of chaos, one that can send a whole system spiraling into mayhem.
Okay. So what we're setting up here, yeah, I'd totally forgotten about all of this. It's interesting. She says at the very beginning, I think this Kit doing this. But at the very beginning, do you know the story of Prometheus? Well, yeah, I know the story of Prometheus, but I'm thinking she's talking about the Greek mythology of Prometheus. Maybe she is. Or maybe there's something else here called Prometheus that scorched the earth. And it's interesting. So, should I get into this? Let me wait till the end, because I kind of want to talk about this a little bit in connection with Pandora's box, because I know that's the next one coming up that's releasing today. But okay, let's keep going for now. I do want to back it up just a touch. Yeah, right there. And we'll keep going.
Chaos theory is often misunderstood. It is an oxymoron, a determined element of chaos, one that can send a whole system spiraling into mayhem. There was a prophecy. It told of a genetic anomaly, a human girl whose DNA harbored immunity to the virus, a blueprint for the future. For decades, the humans searched, setting up a global infrastructure of testing facilities in vain. With time, the candle of hope burnt down to a blackened wick. Whispers of the prophecy could still be caught traveling on the wind between members of the sick. Rivaling factions saw it as nothing but a dying superstition. Others clung to it like an amulet of hope. The rich and the elite, of course. used it as a method of control.
So are we advertising a merchandise line alongside all I don't know, because I see the Sick Boy branded stuff. Are we launching a merchandise line alongside the like narrative here that we're picking fun at capitalism? No, just let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Desperation is a powerful drug. Above fear, above loyalty to the party, the Dominion understood this and used it to their advantage.
Is this the same like chair and setup? Are we supposed to recognize this as the same chair and setup that Ren's sitting in Slaughterhouse in the music video? Is that connected here?
If you strip man of his basic needs, with enough time, he becomes a beast. Without shame and without morality. Primal. How ironic that the creations and brilliance of man should reduce him to his primal state. I guess with time, everything returns to source. While it was still part of protocol to test every subject for immunity to the virus, the outcome was predictable. There was no suspense. Any hope that testing would bear fruit died years ago. That is until we introduce chaos theory.
Interesting. Nope. Okay. So we've got a lot of parallels to the story of Prometheus here, or actually just one really big one. I mean, we see the scorched earth, we hear about the virus, and this is all very kind of nebulous, post-apocalyptic type of language. There was a virus. There was story told of the possibility of there being someone who's immune, a special kind of, makeup of somebody's DNA that they can be immune to it. We have to find that person. I mean, this is kind of a tale as old as apocalypse movies are. And so there's a lot of that in there, but it's not to distract from the connection that we're seeing here to Prometheus. Prometheus's story, and I think this is why we're asked at the beginning, have you heard the story of Prometheus? And his story is that he stole fire from the gods. This is the Greek mythology of Prometheus, a titan that stole fire from the gods and gave it to humanity, kind of ushering in technology, civilization, a lot of good things, basically an enlightenment of sorts. And then he was punished. Then he was punished for it. He had unforeseen consequences because of his actions. And then he was punished by, I believe, being lashed to a rock and then had an eagle eat his liver every day, and it gets like regenerated. So he has these consequences that came from his actions, even though it's seemingly a good thing, introducing civilization and the ability to, modernize and create. He's giving that to humanity. And on the surface, that seems like a good thing, right? But we show as fallen, despicable beings that we become, that we tend to be, we misuse that. We misused it, and look at the earth now. It's scorched. There's viruses. We have squandered what we've been given by, if you believe in Greek mythology, by Prometheus. And so that definitely follows here. We're seeing that throughput. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about, why I paused it in the middle, I was like, I want to know where we're going with this because I want to know how deep this connection lies. Because the next one is called Pandora's box, starting in a few minutes here. It's 1:35 where I'm at now, and it starts at 2. So I have a little bit of time. I'm not going to talk that long. I'll cut and I'll wait for the thing to start and we'll cut in then. But the connection to Pandora's box is both a little bit of a parallel, but it's also very, very directly connected in a linear way in the story. Because in the same way as Prometheus had unforeseen consequences due to his actions and what he did, Pandora, obviously, as we know the story goes, has some unforeseen consequences due to her curiosity, her actions that she took with the box or jar or container, whatever interpretation you're reading at the time. And so there's the concept of Pandora's box, but also not only is there the parallel, but there's the throughput of Pandora herself being an unintended consequence of Prometheus's actions. Because if I'm remembering correctly, if I'm remembering my Hesiod correctly, I think that's how his name's pronounced. He goes on to tell that Prometheus's brother, Epimetheus, has Pandora presented to him as a wife by Zeus, basically in a bit of vengeance for what Prometheus did. And then Pandora goes on to get the box and open it up and curse the world, blah, blah, blah. So there's a very direct connection, not just a parallel, but a very direct throughput from Prometheus's actions to the unintended consequences of Pandora opening that box. And so I'm interested to see where we're taking that with that kind of a metaphor, that kind of an underlying kind of background metaphor, not just in the naming, but she says it at the very beginning of this video. Have you heard the story of Prometheus? Because in this video, we see the unintended consequences of technology, of humanity playing with fire, basically, playing with fire that they don't know how to control. And then we see their response to it. Their response, as stated, is brutalism. It's primal. We forget about all of the frilly and happy civilization that we've invented when suddenly we're desperate and we have to figure this out. We're now cattle being churned through a machine as humans being, identified by the elites as you might be valuable, you might be valuable, you might be valuable. Oh, you're not? Get rid of them. And so we're seeing not just the unintended consequences of how it all shook up on the surface, but now I feel like we're diving into what are the unintended consequences? What is the Pandora's box that's going to be opened from these people in power trying to force the solution to their poor choices in the past? So this is going to be really cool. This is cool. Like I said, I was kind of joking around. I wonder if I go to sickboy.com, what are we doing there? Okay, so right now the store is closed, it says. So there is a store in the name of progress. We jump off the precipice. I see that right here. Is that, what song is that from? It's from Sick Boy, isn't it? Am I that dumb? Am I that forgetful? Yeah, it's from Sick Boy. What am I doing? Now we got a little timer down here that's counting down. We are 20 minutes away from Pandora's box coming out. So I'm actually going to take a minute, take a break real quick, and then I will be back with you guys as soon as that's about to kick off. Here we go. Okay, we're in her perspective.
You really got people working, huh? You don't look all that special. You look weak. Eat. It gets a little lonely in here.
Come on now.
No one to talk to. Well, we deal with animals like you all the time. Eat up, princess.
She knows they're watching her, right?
Mickey! I got your food. Sure hope this doesn't make you any more sick.
Oh, come
Some
on.
water.
Really? Yeah.
You know you could really hurt someone with this.
Yeah.
You should be careful.
Ooh. Come on now. What are we looking at here? What? Ooh, this is a wacky perspective.
Come on, cat boy.
Hi everyone, this is your captain speaking. We are experiencing some choppy air and turbulence. The seatbelt sign will be on. Please remain in your seat. Thank you.
That was uncanny. Oh, man. Wild. Okay. Is she getting broken out? Has the revolution begun? It sounds a lot like revolution. Question is, whose revolution? It's a sick boy. Oh. It's the sick boy.
I really hope you're worth all of this effort. Better be right about you. Interesting. Interesting. That was really, really cool. That was so freaking cool. Okay, every time I watch something new, I gotta stop getting like out of date and out of sync with what Ren's releasing, because like it's always so cool. Is it still going? It hasn't stopped yet. Okay, now it's okay. There we go. I was trying to get back here to some of the things that took me more for a loop. Yeah, like right here. I mean, she went into this kind of dream sequence, and there were a lot of uncanny things in there showing kind of a demon that was following people around when they weren't noticing necessarily, like when the person was in the VR headset, I think is what it was. They were on like yeah, here we go. Yeah, like there's this demon that was glitching out, and then it sees that she's watching, and it freaks out and runs at her. So I think like she's
dreaming, but she's also seeing all these uncanny things that she's not supposed to see behind the curtain, it seems. I don't know where they're necessarily going with that. But then we see the sick boys come on in and enact the revolution and get her out of there. And then we find out at the very end that they are there specifically for her. Specifically for her. So again, like I was talking before about how all this interconnects, we have now unleashed Pandora's box. I thought it was really well done. I'm back on the website. Oh, here we go. Enter decontamination zone. Okay, cool. So we got the drop here. I'm going to look through the inventory. Yeah, so I mean, it's got some of the jackets that we noticed in the video, the pants as well. This is a cool website too, just as I build websites on a daily basis for clients. That's what my day job is. And this is some fun little functionality here. Well, that was cool. My first ever Ren premiere, at least doing one here on camera, doing a reaction to it. I think I've been to a couple of premieres back when he was releasing music videos around Sick Boy. But yeah, and I'm going to end just like I always do, guys, with a little bit of prayer. Lord, thank you for another chance just to see some really amazing art created by somebody who has so much to show the world, so much to share from his experiences. And I hope, Lord, that it just points people to you. Every time they see something created, I hope that it makes them think of the original creator. But Lord, thank you again for this time. Thank you for everything you do for us every day, every breath in our lungs. And it's in your son's name I pray. Amen. Thanks, guys. See you next time.